shiresociety.com.
I'm staying here with Jackie from Nashua, or I guess that could be dated information for all I know. Is that dated information?
Dated information. I live in Nashua, New Hampshire still.
All right. And we're just finishing up this whole Ron Paul visit.
Woo!
And you were telling me you've got, what is it? What is this?
This is my bag that I made, and it's wearable. So I get to wear it. You put it around my neck like this. I can't. My hair is in the way today, but normally I don't have this hairdo. I dressed up because Ron Paul was in town. Anyways, I wear this on my walk home from work. I walk to work, and I get responses from the vehicles passing by, mostly positive, overwhelmingly positive, I should say. I've gotten a few random negative responses, but they're fairly ignorant negative responses, so there really isn't an argument there.
Well, now, you're a Free Stater, right?
Yes, I am.
You're actually the first Free Stater.
Yes, that's correct.
But I hardly ever see you. It takes something like this to get you to come out and do something with us.
We got to get Ron Paul in town more frequently. But porcupines are to themselves anyway, so I came here to leave everyone alone.
Getting Ron Paul out here would be an inefficient way to get you out, but it's a great benefit.
Well, if I can bring my dog, I'll go anywhere.
Well, now, what's your take on? I think last time we talked, you had some predictions on how you thought some things would play out in the economy and so forth. And what are you thinking at this point? Is where things will be? Let's assume Ron Paul is not elected. Let's say it's Mitt Romney. 3 years from now, where do you think things are going to be economically and socially in the U.S.?
Oh, I hate to think in negative terms, but if we don't have Ron Paul to help us out and getting back to the Constitution, we could really suffer an awful lot in many ways in this country. And I guess I had made somewhat of a prediction when the Cash for Clunkers program rolled around, no pun intended, in the auto industry. And I did quit my job selling cars due to that program, since it's unconstitutional. And I predicted that it wouldn't save the environment, and I'm pretty sure it hasn't.
Yeah, they've been destroying cars left and right. What happens to all that metal?
Right, and not only that, but this bubbling effect that you have when the government meddles and interferes. Well, of course, I haven't been selling cars, so I didn't feel the downside of that. Maybe unfortunate in that respect, but if we continue to go the route of government meddling in the economy, we're not likely to have the America that was ever intended, and we could have some very dire consequences. Things could get pretty dark for a lot of us in America and around the world.
Did in terms of like the way that things are going to play out over the next few months, I think what we had happen in 2008 was once it got clear that Ron Paul was pretty much out, people started burning out, they started dropping out, and the level of activity really dropped in the freedom movement. What do you think should happen when we get to the middle late of 2012? Assuming he doesn't win, we get to the end of 2012. What should be happening? What should people be doing to keep the level of activity up?
Actually, there could be a silver lining because as things get worse in the nation, things could get way better in New Hampshire as people leave in search of freedom and in pursuit of more freedom, or are forced to leave due to economic reasons, and they may come to New Hampshire for economic freedom. So we may actually see an increase in the standard of living of the New Hampshireites due to an increased number of voters who are coming for freedom. And so, unfortunately, it might be from attrition from the other states. They may be leaving. I left my home state, not my home state. Well, I did leave my home state. I also left the state of Washington and the state of Oregon, where I lived briefly. But I definitely think that what comes around goes around, and when you see the effects, hopefully there will at least be something positive in New Hampshire to continue on for, because we all do need to continue to fight for freedom.
Anything you're planning on doing around that time? What type of activity you're planning?
I haven't specifically targeted any race or anything yet, but I will definitely be participating heavily in the freedom movement for the rest of my life. I'm devoted to it. I consider this movement to be a movement that might have saved my life. I'll never know, but after 9/11, I was ready to re-enlist. I had served back from 91 through 99, actually. I'm a former service member. And I was going to re-enlist after I lost my job after 9/11 because I was very angry. I had a lot of rage in my heart, and I wanted my rifle back, and I wanted to immediately go re-enlist. And these freedom-oriented people, mostly online, some of whom I knew personally, but a lot of arguing online, back and forth through email in particular, changed my mind. They challenged my assumption that I would be going to fight for freedom somewhere. And they said, well, really, are you going to fight for freedom, or are you going to fight for something else? What's really going on? And so I had to soul search. I had to rethink why I was going to re-enlist, and if it really was the right thing to do. And in fact, it has turned out that in order to obey the oath I took in 1991 to defend the Constitution with my life, the only thing I can do is support the champion of the Constitution, which is Ron Paul. Right now, he's the biggest champion of the Constitution.
All right. Awesome.
Woo-hoo!
Thanks so much, Jackie.
Go Ron Paul!
Okay.